If you're interested in what I look like in real life and want to learn more about me, then follow my Instagram page at Joe the Insomniak. Hello everyone. My throat's still not normal somehow, so again, sorry if I sound a bit different in this video. I just want to say I hope everyone's doing great. Make sure when it's sunny outside and nice that you appreciate it and have time off from things. I've always struggled to have a balance in life, but I know everybody says I'll keep working, but at the end of the day, the best results you'll ever get is when you have that work-life balance and just enjoy things. So it's just a thought to have. I'll be doing more videos again on Wednesday and Friday that I'm looking forward to, and have some collaborations coming soon that I'm really happy about. Hope you're all doing great and enjoy the video. Years ago, when I was still a teenager, my friend Justin and I would often go on longboarding at nights. As my friends and I are night owls, we loved the freedom of almost never seeing another soul on the roads, and our paths were frequented. Even when using main roads, it'd be very rare you'd see a car out so late in such a rural area. And you could see and hear them coming from very far away due to the headlights and the noise of the vehicle disrupting the peaceful silence of night. We were really into it at the time, and would often ride our boards for miles and miles, sometimes not arriving home until the sun's come up. One night in particular, we decided to ride a few miles away from our usual back roads to take one of our favourite hidden routes. It began with a narrow path that only had a piece of land separating two sides of a lake. I would often sink under due to rain, and wanted to seize the opportunity to use it before it rained and went underwater again. It was roughly 2 miles long. It was extremely relaxing to ride through due to the scenery. After making it to the end of the lake, we decided to continue moving and turn into a very close path that leads directly to a densely wooded wilderness reservation. As we come up to the first hill, we look down to the bottom into the blackness, and we noticed what appeared to be a tiny, moving ball of dim light down there. It seemed so strange. It was extremely difficult to make out what it was. Rather than shine our flashlights, we curiously watched it for a few moments, whispering to each other about what it could be. All at once, the small light turned into multiple blinding lights and extremely loud revving sounds, overwhelming our senses that had become accustomed to dark and silence. Acting purely on fear, we instantly turned around, running as fast as we could, hearing yelling and revving gaining behind us. We managed to run off the path into the very dark, overgrown hole in the side of a hill in the forest. We decided to hide in the natural dugout of this hill, hoping the plants and darkness were going to be enough to protect us from whatever was happening. We watched our pursuers ride up to where we had originally been standing. Turns out, there were 4 men on 2 4-wheelers and 2 full-size motorcycles. They're yelling at each other about something, but we couldn't make out what they were saying due to the distance we had covered. We felt safe enough to whisper very softly to each other, speculated who these people could be. Our first thought was that they might be rangers of some kind, although we had never seen any out there, and many times we had been there. Honestly, we doubted that this country had the budget or desire to have anyone to patrol the woods deep at night. Besides that, these men are on vehicles entirely appropriate for only paved tracks. They are very angry about something. They called out to us for a while, yelling, "We know you're out there. Come on out, now." We stayed silent and decided to call their bluff instead of running. Eventually, we clearly heard one of the men yell, "Find them now," smashing a bottle. This has erased any hope that these were park rangers. We watch as they split up, each of them going a different way on separate paths on their vehicles, including the path that we've come from. It took us what felt like ages to even move. We were frozen in fear and terror, watching the lights from the vehicles travel throughout the woods and paths. One of them already come in full circle and passing the point he started from. I think about calling out for help, but I'm too afraid to open my phone in fear that even the smallest amount of light is going to give away our location. After waiting for the lights of the vehicle to reach their furthest distance yet, we finally summoned the nerve to get up and try and run somewhere far enough away to make it to safety. We then run as fast as we can through the woods. Since their headlights gave away their location on these paths, we would hide again whenever we felt like they're getting close. Our available hiding spots were getting progressively worse as the woods become less dense. The fear I felt waiting for one of them to pass us is basically terror that's been unmatched to this day. Finally, we emerged from our woods onto the intersection of the two main roads, far away from where we actually started. We ducked into the ditch to call for help. When I opened my phone, I noticed I have recent missed calls from one of our other friends, Connor, who we're supposed to meet up with after our longboard excursion. I call him frantically asking where he was. I'm sure he's got taken. But luck was with us again. He hadn't given up on our plans despite us ignoring him, only a few miles away in the opposite direction. I gave him the names of the two streets we're on near the corner and explained that we needed picking up right away. He agreed to speed over to us while Justin and I wait in hiding. Thankfully, Connor arrived before the men do. Relief doesn't begin to describe how I felt being safely driven home. After explaining everything that happened to Connor, we ended up moving on with our nights and decided not to call the police. We figured they would be gone by the time any officer made it out there, especially being in such thick woods, and that we'd only be putting ourselves at risk by admitting to breaking the law taking those paths so late. I still have no idea what happened or who those people were. I've been told all kinds of theories from friends and family that have heard the story. Some think it is a huge drug deal. Justin and I later admitted to each other that when the revving started we couldn't see anything and both started panicking thinking they're chainsaws. It could have been so much worse. Frustratingly enough, whatever those men thought we saw, we actually didn't. And had they have known that, they may have never chased us in the first place.